What's good, Space Cowboys? Zero here, back with some more ship guide videos. Today we're taking a look at some ships that you can buy from Deimos Shipyards. First ship we're going to look at here is the Celestial. Celestial is a Class B reactor. Not much to it. Stocky. Nice engine set on the back here. Pretty decent cargo capacity. It's got about 1,100 cargo. There's definitely some spots where you can add cargo holds onto this that might be good addition if you're going to be doing some modifications to this. We're going to look at just the stock version. It does have pretty decent laser and ballistics that come stock on it. They are just forward-facing pulse lasers, and then of course you have these Mauler cannons in the front. We're gonna fly this around a bit so you can see what it looks like on takeoff sequence, as well as fighting against a little bit of pirates here. Decent jump range here, but I don't know. I mean, that's probably average for a Class B reactor. It does crew 5. We will take a look at the inside here. Pretty good shielding. Looks overall just to be pretty average across the board. There's no one point that stands out over the others here. Definitely room for improvement on these if you do modify or have other modules that you prefer. I would personally swap out some of these, particularly the lasers, for maybe some auto turrets. I like the auto turrets just because it is a lot easier for me to hit things that fly by. You don't always have to be pointed straight at them, especially when you start getting into these little bit larger ships. Let's take a look at the inside. And it's a beefy thing. Look at that. I mean, it's just thick. I love these thrusters. The takeoff sequence is going to be nice. Landing struts, pretty basic there. I kind of like these huge vertical takeoff engines all across the bottom there. Back entrance here, we're going to walk around to the back after we just take a walk around the outside, and we'll take a look at some of the modules as well that we could possibly replace on this. We'll head over to the ship guide. Where you can buy this at, the Deimos Shipyards, if you have not been there before, is around Mars. Deimos is one of the moons of Mars, although they are way smaller than this in reality. But we have the Deimos Shipyards right here, and this is where you can go pick this up. There's probably other vendors that might sell this version as well. This is a pretty common UC ship that you'll find throughout the galaxy. Let's take a look at some of the modules that we might be able to swap out here over at the ship vendor.
Got anything you need to offer? Sure, have at it.
And jump into the Shipbuilder, and we'll look at where some hard points are on this. Alright, so not too many hard points. We got a hard point here on the front where you can add another weapon if you want to. That might be a good place to add in some missiles, maybe. You can also always add hard points, you know, by adding some, maybe to back on the engine here, maybe looking at some structural pieces where we can add in some other hard points. Actually, I'm not sure if this one, if it's going to let us add a hard point to, there we go, Horizon weapon mount. So we can add some weapon mounts here on the back if you actually wanted to maybe mount some other weapons on different parts of it. I mean, it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Again, I'm just going to look at the stock version and see how that really compares to just the other ones. This is your battle stations module, and we've got an all-in-one berth of 3x1 there. So we'll take a look at the inside and what that looks like. I like the structural pieces, pretty nice. I like these fins, these little radiators out on the side of that. Here you've got your 130 DUT-130 Hercules engines. This is something, if you do have better Starship design, you might want to swap out. It does have pretty decent engine power for this size of a ship. But definitely I found that these larger ships, the Class B and Class C, definitely could use some engine, new engine mounting here. Not a lot of other hard points here for you to actually modify much to this. You could replace some of these pieces with other things that might give you a few more hard points to add. We do have a hard point here on the bottom of this fin. You could add maybe some more guns onto the left and right wings, another hard point right here underneath the cockpit module as well. So it looks like you've got about 4 hard points you can add more weapons to. You have a couple hard points back here on the grav drive that you could add a couple other mounts or things to as well. Still, pretty good base model. Alright, let's go take a gander around the outside, then pop inside, and then take off for the unknown. It's a squatty looking thing. I think all of these Deimos line ships, the UC starships, look pretty nice. I think they have a pretty consistent design to them. Very utilitarian, it seems. I really like these radiator fins on the wings. Very nice touch there. These landing struts just feel really, I don't know, like a caterpillar or something. I like these lights here on the front of the landing struts though. It's got a nice bend to the bottom of the ship. These engines are just huge. Not a lot of fuel storage.
Greetings, Captain.
Hello, robot. And let's get up into that ship. So taking a look at the inside of the Celestial here. Beautiful.
Yes.
When you first come in, this main deck here with your star chart in the middle. Love that with all of your workstations around the outside. This feels like a functional floating mini command center, much more so than some other Class B ships that I've flown so far. Like I said, it can crew 5, so you've got plenty of workstations here. Here we've got that other berth on the side. This is where your sleeping quarters is going to be. Again, you've got the 4 beds, a little bit of a mess back here. Back here in our cargo, running through to the other side. A little bit more cargo space here. Really, this is all just aesthetic, not really too functional.
What's happening, darling?
That looks like it could be a weapon mount, but it's obviously not interactable there. Be nice if you had some weapon or armor mounts or something around. I just love when you just come up right into this. This is where you would exit if you were docked with another ship or a space station. I like that these are really in the same place. You could just come right in, go right up. It's one place to go. Moving up to our cockpit, it is just the standard 2 jump seat. We've got our armillary screen and our cargo hold, and I'm pretty sure there's a captain's locker. Yeah, there was our captain's locker right there. This is not my favorite cockpit, but it works for this size ship. Alright, let's take off. See what that takeoff scene looks like on this.
Liftoff initiated, Captain.
And then maybe go kill a pirate or 2. I love those vertical thrusters. Got some big flames on takeoff, that's for sure.
Orbital insertion complete. Be now free of the cabin.
Alright, so we've got a Crimson Fleet pirate. We are going to go blast away out here over in the Heinlein system.
We're here, hot off the stellar slide.
rapid fire, which I like. Definitely could use some missiles on this. If you were going to add at least just one weapon to it, missiles is probably something I might add to it. Or a turret. Lucky Lou. Was not expecting to find old Lucky Lou out here. Turns pretty well. Okay, looks like we're gonna actually get into some starborn action here. Which is more than this guy might be able to handle. We'll see how it does against 2 level 40 starborn. That can cloak. Splash one starborn. Oh! Shields are offline. That is no bueno.
Return to the stars.
So, handling okay, stock against some level 40 starborn. Definitely would not recommend doing that. So, there you go. There's a pretty decent flight test of the Celestial. Took a bit of damage, had to use a few starship materials in repairing that fight, but the shields held up pretty good. Definitely my weapons were depleted a few times. Like, I probably should have shifted a bit more power to these during the fight, but I got a little bit distracted. Overall, I think it's a pretty good ship. Definitely worth the 167,000 whatever credits if you are kind of looking for a pretty moderately priced mid to early game Class B ship. I would definitely check it out. Again, you can get that from the Deimos Star Yards around Deimos, Mars. Thanks for flying, guys. I'll check you in the next one. Cheers.